Okay, this is for the people that are having a little bit of trouble with their carburetors on their Expresses. This obviously is your carburetor. This is off of geez, I don't even know, 80 maybe. Doesn't really matter, they're all the same. This is your carb slide. If you notice, this end has a bevel to it, or this side has a bevel to it, this side does not. On the front of your carburetor, that bevel goes to the front. Okay, so when you put it in, it has to go in, and it has to go past here. It has to go all the way down in there. I don't know how well you can see that. And if you look through the carburetor, which is kind of hard to do because I'm doing this one-handed. There we go. Okay, you look through your carburetor, you'll see that it's all the way down. Okay, when you pull the throttle cable, that slide moves. Okay, and if you got that wrong, your slide's going to be stuck up like this. You're going to be at high idle, or real high idle. So to make sure you're getting that right, like I said, how that slide has a bevel on it, that has to go to the front of your carburetor. Okay, and it'll slide in there, and it might give you a little problem going down. Just kind of twist it just a little bit, but it should slide all the way down. And you tighten up the cap. Okay, and your slide is all the way down in there. And when you pull your throttle cable, it should come all the way to the top. Like I said, I don't know how well this is picking that up. And when you let your throttle cable go, it should go all the way to the bottom. See if we can get a better picture of it in there. And you can see she's sitting down in there. Right? Another thing that people seem to be having a little bit of trouble with, if I can figure out how to do this one-handed, on the side you have two adjustments. This adjustment is for that throttle slide. What that does is as you turn that in there, man, I really need a tripod. Okay. I don't know if you can see this or not, but we'll try it. When you turn that screw clockwise, it'll start raising that throttle slide. Okay, there's only so far it'll go, but as you're backing it out counterclockwise, it'll lower that slide, and I think you can kind of see that. That is to set your idle speed. Okay, now the other screw, which is this one right here, this is your idle mixture screw. Generally, when I'm doing a carb, when I clean it out, put it all back together, what I'll do, I'll screw it all the way in. Okay, and you don't screw it down tight, just until it stops right there. And what I'll do just to start is I'll turn it out 2 1/4 to 2 1/2. So I'll go half, 1, half, 2, and I'll generally go like about 1/4 right there. That's a good base to start with. As far as to start with your idle speed screw, it's just kind of wherever the moped's going to like it. Let's see if we can see this. Off on the left, you see that piece sticking out. Let me try this. On the left, in the body there, you see that sticking out. That's the end of that screw. Okay. And so as we back that out, let's see, there we go. We back that out, that screw backs out with it, and that allows the slide to go down. That lowers your idle. Okay, and as you screw that in, it raises that slide, pushes that up, and makes it idle faster. There's a good view of it. I'm going out, so I'm lowering the idle, which I'm going counterclockwise. Then when you go back in, it pushes that needle in, or that screw in, and raises that slide up. Sorry, my video is kind of crappy, but that'll give you a good general idea of what you need to do. Like I said, this one is your idle speed. This one on the bottom is your idle mixture. And it pretty much doesn't matter if it's a 77, 78, 80, 81, 82. They're all basically set up the same. The carburetor bodies, this one is an auto choke body. The body itself is pretty much the same. Okay, this screw isn't in here, but this is your idle speed screw and your idle mixture screw, and it's the same throughout all the years on how you adjust them. It doesn't matter. And also, the slide itself is the same. They all have that beveled edge, and that has to go towards the front of the carburetor, not the engine side, but the side that the air box goes on. Because if you put them in backwards, like let's say we put it in backwards, it'll go down to there, but it will not go any further. And if you look through, it's wide open. Okay, so your moped is going to be stuck on full throttle, because it will go down in there, but it won't go down in there far enough. And they tend to stick when they're not in there right. So put that beveled edge towards the front, it'll go down in there, and it'll keep going down in there. And that's actually pushing that slide all the way to the bottom. And you can see when that's in there right, your slide's down. Okay? So that gives you just a basic idea. And if anybody doesn't know, this screw here is to drain the float bowl. And that's pretty much it as far as screws on me. I mean, you got your float bowl screws to take the bowl off. This here is for your fuel. This is where your choke plunger goes. And that's pretty much it. Hopefully that helps you. It gives you a better idea of how it should be and how they